Hello everyone. In today's video, I will be giving you an honest update after 1 full year of running my whole house off grid. You ready? Let's get started. Alright, so I want to show you a video of how I start my day. Okay, so I have 5 batteries, my ECOFLOW Ultra. Now mine runs my house. As you can see, I have a transfer switch right there. I have the hub, the inverter, and then 5 batteries. And that is my breaker box right there. Okay? So it's morning. It's early in the morning here. Now I do have bifacial panels. So even early in the morning, I can start collecting watts. So let's look at our screen and see what we're doing. There we go. So as you can see, even though the sun is just coming up, I am already bringing in wattage, and that is because I have bifacial panels. So I can collect rays from behind the panel, not only just from in front of the panels. This is what my house is using right now. My whole house is only using 316 watts. Now, I do not have my AC on. I just have everything else. And my batteries are at 81% from overnight. So I still have a lot of battery left. Okay? So let's go to our transfer switch and let me show you. I do not usually run my AC units, which I have 3 of them here. I don't usually run those overnight because I can run 1 and not drain the batteries all the way. But if I run 2 of them, I will drain the batteries all the way, and the batteries will probably turn off about 4 or 5 in the morning. So I don't have enough to run them 24 hours a day. Not yet, right? Okay, so it's morning. Let's go ahead and move everything back to the generator, the battery. So as you can see, it says line off and generator right there. So if you don't know what a transfer switch is, this is connected to my breaker box. It's wired to it, okay? So when it's online, that means I'm on grid and I'm paying for that electricity. Off is just off, like dead. And then like as if your power went out, off. And then generator is our system right here. Okay? So it's morning. I have plenty of power. I'm going to go ahead and turn the AC in the bedroom. As you can see, this will move as I switch it. This is the AC in my sewing room, and then the AC in my living room. Okay, so now I have everything, all 10 of my switches moved over to our batteries. Okay, so as you can see, the wattage did go up. We're at 900 watts right now. But we have a lot of battery, and the sun is coming up, and we're still, we're already collecting. Look, we're already collecting 500 watts, so we're good. We're going to run our house 100% off grid until dark. And then when it gets dark outside, is when I will have to decide how much battery I have left, which I'll usually have, to tell you the truth, like 98%. When it gets dark, I will still have about 98% because my panels, I have the maximum amount of solar panels hooked up. So I have the low voltage and the high voltage coming in, and I have the maximum amount I can. These are the breakers for high and low. I have the maximum amount. So if it's a sunny day, I'm never running out of power. I have power like 24/7 if it's sunny out. And right now, look at it. It's clear skies. And there are my 13 panels. Those are Aptos 370 watts bifacial panels. 3 of them on this end are connected to the low voltage, and then 10 of them are connected to the high voltage. If you pan around, I don't know if you can see, there are more solar panels over there. I have 10 eco-worthy 200 watt solar panels there that are connected to this building. This building runs 100% off-grid. Okay. In that building, I am using a Blue Eddy AC 300 with 3 batteries. So it's 9,000 kilowatt hours of batteries, and I never run out. I have a refrigerator, freezer, electricity, lights, TV, everything in that building, and it runs 100% off-grid. There's no power, nothing going to that building. It's all solar ran. Okay? Okay, so I turned off the AC units, and I want to show you how much wattage my whole house uses without the AC running. Of course, I'm not running the washer. Okay, and the washer is energy efficient, and it only uses about 45 watts unless it's on the spin cycle, and then it will jump up to 1,000 watts. But that's just for a short period of time because it's using a lot of energy to spin the washer. But to run the washer, because it's energy efficient, it only uses 45 watts to wash your clothes. Now, the dryer is also energy efficient, but this is not hooked up to my transfer switch, okay? This uses too much amps. So our transfer switch, we are very limited in what we can use here. Okay, so I wanted to use all 10 of my breakers. So what I did is when I went to my fuse box, I had the electrician pick 15 and 20 amp breakers. That way, each one of these is a 15 or 20 amp breaker. And I could use every 15 and 20 amp breaker that was in that box. The only thing that's not connected here is my dryer, my stove in my kitchen, and my hot water tank. And of course, my HVAC unit, which is right here. Okay, so this is my heating system for the winter. It is not connected because, of course, it uses too much amperage. So you are limited. I bought this transfer switch from ECOFLOW, sorry. This is the ECOFLOW transfer switch for the Ultra. Okay, they have different ones. This is the 50 amp hub, the 50 amp transfer switch. This is the 50 amp hub. So what this hub allows me to do is I have another spot here that I could hook another inverter and 5 batteries to. So right now I'm only using this side of the hub, and then later I can use this side of the hub, and I can double the amount of power I could use and collect, because I'll also be able to adding another inverter will allow me to add more solar, so I could collect double what I'm collecting now. So if I do get to the point where I could have another inverter and 5 batteries, I could run, you know, this whole transfer switch 24 hours off grid. I would never have a problem with that if I had another inverter and more batteries. That would allow me to do that. But with one inverter, I am only really probably maximizing at 30 amps at a time. So I could not run like bigger things like that dryer or anything like that. Okay. So I want to show you the AC units that I use, and as I turn them on, I'm going to show you how much wattage they will use here, okay? So you can kind of have an idea. So right now, my house, all of the electricity, the lights, all the outlets, everything that's plugged into an outlet that's drawing energy is all right here. This is what we're using right now. Everything, pretty much everything in my house is energy efficient. I try to only buy energy efficient products because my goal is to be off grid. And to do that, you have to have a low consumption rate so that you have the battery space to, have the energy. Okay, so let's go to each AC unit. I'm going to show you the brand and tell you what size it is. So if it's something you want to use, I'm going to actually turn it on, and then we will come over here and we will see how much energy it's using. Now, the large AC unit that's in the living room, dining room, kitchen, it's like one big room. That AC unit has a slow start on it, and you need to have that because this inverter can only surge at, 7,200 watts, and it will click off. You don't want that to happen, so you need to have an AC unit if you go with a larger one. That one's, I think, 15,000 BTUs, and it has a slow start, so it just works it up slowly. The compressor turns on slowly, so when that happens, nothing messes up here because there's no big surge. So let's go out there, and I'm going to show it to you. All right, I did want to show you these ceiling fans. These ceiling fans only use 25 watts of power to run. These are energy efficient ceiling fans that I bought from Home Depot. They're about $100 each, so they're not super expensive. And I've already had these about a year. And like I said, they use 25 watts. So I run these 24 hours a day. I never turn them off. All right, so pictured here is the ceiling fan that I have in my house. I have the ceiling fan in every room. So the brand is Parrot Uncle Chesterfield, 52 inches. Indoor bronze down rod. I tried to give you all of the information that they have on the website on Home Depot. Now you can also purchase this same ceiling fan at Lowe's, and I believe also on Amazon, so you can also check there. Okay, so here is the unit that is in the living room, dining room, kitchen area, because it's a big open room here. It's 15,000 BTUs. It's an LG. So as you can see, there's no vents in the front for collecting the air. They're on the side and under here. So it looks a lot better. Okay, so here's our unit. This is a slow start. So we're going to turn it on. And then I'm taking it off energy saver because that clicks on and off a lot. I don't like that. And I'm just setting it to cool. And then I'm going to do the fan speed up to high. So you can barely hear it starting up. It's already blowing pretty good. And you can barely hear it. Isn't that nice? So you can hear it's a slow start. It's blowing pretty hard and it's pretty quiet. It's really nice. It can be running full blast and you barely really hear it in the house. It's a really nice AC unit. It's only about $500. And this AC unit cools this whole area, which is 25 feet by 28 feet. And the ceilings are 9 feet tall. So it's a big space and it's surrounded by glass windows from floor to ceiling. So it does an excellent job. So let's go to our inverter and see what it says. All right. Let's see what it's saying. So there we go. There's our wattage. It's going up. Now we were already using 300 and something. So you can see the AC unit's pulling like 500 watts. So that's really low for such a powerful unit. But it is still kind of gearing up, and this will probably get up to like 1,000. You can see it's going up. Because remember, the AC unit has a slow start on it. So it protects our inverter. Keeps it from turning off on us. And there we go. So still, we're only probably using like 600 watts at the most. And we're running it on high right now at 71 or 72 degrees. And it's blowing really good. Okay, so let's turn it off, and then I'm going to show you the other two AC units I have that are also energy efficient that you can get. All right, so pictured here is the information for the AC unit that I have in that living room, dining room, kitchen area. So if you are interested in having a window unit like that, I have everything listed here. I did purchase it from Home Depot. It was about $500. You can also buy it at Lowe's. And I don't know if Amazon has it, but they probably do. You can probably check there also. All right, so this is a AC unit that I have in my bedroom. This is Energy Star. It's Hisense. It's 8,000 BTUs. Okay, so we're going to turn it on. Here's Eco Cool Dry Fan. I put it on cool. I mean, it's on high. I'm going to turn the temperature down. I usually keep it about 72, actually. Oops. I'm going to go in the wrong direction here. This AC unit works excellent. I've already had it for about 4 years. It's Energy Star. It doesn't use a lot of power, and it blows really well. So let's go look at our inverter and see how much power this AC unit is using. Okay. So there we go. It is blowing right now, and we are only using very low wattage. Now, the compressor might not be on, but it is blowing cold, so. As you can see, when you do the Energy Star window units, you get the right unit for the right space. You can run them easily using your off-grid system. A lot of people don't understand that window units can be very energy efficient. That's the whole reason I'm not using my huge air conditioner that hooks up to the HVAC. It draws like 3,000 watts easy at once. That would deplete my batteries like really quick. Where the window units, I'm only cooling whatever area of the house I'm in. But to tell you the truth, I run all three all the time, all day long. And my house stays super cool and super nice. And I have no problem keeping these batteries charged to like 99% until dark. Because I have the panels that bring in the input. Once the sun is rised, I'll be bringing in, 4,000 or 5,000 watts at a time. And I'm only maximum running everything in the house like 3,500 watts. So I'm always making more than I use, and my batteries are getting charged at the same time. So it works out perfect for me. Now, remember, I can't run 100% of my items. I can't run my stove, and I can't run the dryer, which is fine because I hang my clothes on a clothesline anyways. I do not like using the dryer. I only use the dryer if it's raining out or it's winter. Okay. And then, of course, my HVAC heating system. It hardly ever gets cold here enough to put that on. I probably use it 1 to 2 weeks a year. That's it. So you got to think 50 weeks a year, I'm using no heating. So that's most of the time. Okay. So it's not a big deal for me. I don't live in a climate that I need to run heat. Now, if I did, like my off-grid building, I have a wood burning stove out there. So I can cook on it. I can heat the building, everything. Like I said, that building is 100% off-grid. All right, so here's the third AC unit I have. It's Medea. And this is a 14,500 BTU. It's also Energy Star. So let me turn everything on. Okay, so it's set to 71 degrees. Now let's go and see how much wattage this one is pulling. All right, so let's see how much that AC unit. There we go. So it's not pulling a lot. And as you can see, even though it's early in the morning, we're still bringing in more watts than our house is using. And we've actually upped the percentage on our batteries. So this is a really good do-it-yourselfer kind of system. I say do-it-yourselfer because I did the whole thing myself. I ran all of the wiring. The only thing I did not do was connect the transfer switch to the breakers. But there are a lot of videos out there that show you how to do it. And I have to tell you, it's not hard. I actually told the electrician how it was to be connected. He had never seen this system before. And I just told him how I saw it in the videos. I took notes and he connected it together. Now, the first guy I had come out, I tried to have him look at the videos, but he was lazy and he didn't do it. And he connected everything wrong and I had to have another electrician come out and he checked every wire in my box. He checked he was great. He's Daily Electric here in Brazos Valley in Texas. He is excellent. That is an excellent company and it wasn't even expensive. He only charged me $200 to check and rehook all the mistakes that the other guy did. So that is a great deal. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of my video. If you guys have any more questions, now if you want to know how all of this connects together, I have a video that I made, the first one that I made a year ago, and it tells you how I ran all of the wires, how I connected everything, how I connected my solar panels, everything. Okay, so I'm just checking again. The AC is still running, and we're still pulling less than 500 watts. Okay. So I had some questions about the inverter replacement. So I want to answer those questions. So a month before my 1-year anniversary of running my house off grid, May of this year, 2025, my inverter was having issues with the high voltage input. It was not collecting the power from the panels. The low voltage input was working fine. It was collecting the power from the panels, but this was not working. Okay, so after making the video and sending it to ECOFLOW, they had me return the old inverter. Now, these are the two choices they give you. They can fix your inverter, but they can't guarantee it can be fixed. And they'll just refund you your money if they can't fix it.
Or you can get a refurbished inverter and get that immediately after you, of course, send in your old one. Once they receive your old one, they ship you another one back. The whole process took 1 month from the time I contacted them about my issue to the time I actually received the replacement. Now, they say that they send you a refurbished, but I'm going to tell you this was brand new. Okay, the date on this inverter was the same month that they sent it to me. It was a brand spanking new inverter, even though their policy is you're getting a refurbished. So I'm not going to tell you that you're going to get a brand new one, but somebody else who also has the same issue, this seems to be an issue. I know of at least 10 people that high voltage input has issues. Okay? And they all had new inverters replaced from ECOFLOW. And ECOFLOW, of course, gave them the same choices they gave me, and they actually got new ones also. So, you know, that's just a heads up. Not to say that they'll always send out a brand new one, but so as far as warranty goes, I asked them, if you're giving me a new inverter, does my warranty start over? And they said no. So even though this is brand new, and I, of course, went on the website and registered it, they are only giving me my warranty from the start of the first one that I bought. Okay? So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that, and that this is an issue. Now, I'm hoping that issue has been fixed, and this new inverter that they sent me isn't going to have this issue in a year from now. But if it does, then, you know, of course, I will contact them and see if they will replace it again, because there's a 5-year warranty, and I've only had this for over a year. So hopefully it never goes out again. I haven't had any issues with this one. Now, I have to say, like the very first one, I did have issues with it turning off sometimes up here on the hub. It would just click off. And I wouldn't know why, because I would look at everything and everything looked fine. But once the hub clicks off, then all of your power is turned off over here, and your house will go dark. And you might have 80% on your batteries, and you're like, why did it turn off? Because usually when your battery is drained, your inverter will say, you know, whatever you set it to. So I set mine to, like, I think 1 or 2%. So when the batteries get to 1 or 2%, it will turn off to preserve a little bit of battery left and not take it to 0. But you can set your inverter, you know, to turn off at 10%, whatever you want it to be. So I have mine, I think, at 1 or 2%, but it was like at 80%, 90%, and it would click off. And I'd have to come in here and push that button and hold it until, you know, it would power itself back up. Now, the first inverter I had did do that, and it did it a lot. I mean, at least probably once a week. So I think there was issues with it that I just didn't realize. Now, this new one, I've had this for 2 months, and it's turned off one time on me, and it was just recently this week. And there was a lot of battery, so it shouldn't have turned off. So I'm hoping I'm not going to have that same issue start again. Hoping it was a fluke, maybe a little surge. I don't know. But I am making mental notes of that, because that was something I did notice in my first inverter, was it clicking on and off, clicking off on me. And of course, then if it does that, you have to come up here and push this button and hold it to get it to reboot and turn back on. Okay, so the only time I ever experience it just clicking off immediately is if I'm turning on those breakers and I get a real high spike that's more than 7,200. You know, so say I'm already using power, and then I turn something on, and then it spikes up real high and it goes over 7,200, then it could click off and then you'll reset it. But that's because of that. Where I'm talking about is I'm just like doing nothing and it just turns off. Like nothing's changed in the house. I haven't turned something that, spikes it on. It just turns off like by itself for no reason at all. Okay, that's the issue I'm talking about. This has happened to me one time so far with this. I've had this one for 2 months. Like I said, I will be watching it and I will update you if it happens, if it starts to happen frequently, because I feel like that's a warning sign, like something's not right. All right, so if you want to learn how I connect everything, how I ran all the wiring myself, how I taught myself how to do all of this so that I could be off grid, watch my very first video. I'll link it in the description and I'll also put it in the comment. Watch that video and I go into great detail of how I hook the panels, the wiring, everything, okay? Well, guys, thanks for watching my video and I hope you enjoyed my update. And if you have more questions, just ask. Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel. Like and subscribe to Grandma's channel.